Welcome back to Reading Bear. Today, we will take a look at some new I Don't Work Here Lady stories. And if you enjoyed my content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and post some bear emojis in the comments. Let's go!
The next story is titled, Not Even Mistaken for a Human. So, this happened about 4 years ago. I worked in data support, as fun as it sounds, for a company that was situated in the business district of my city. In the job it was extremely important to leave the building on your lunch. Not doing so meant others assumed you were having a working lunch. On lunch, I would go into the shopping areas of the city and just look around, grab something to eat and ensure I was back in work at exactly the time I needed to be and no earlier. This day I decided to go into Primark, which is a clothing store in the UK. I was casually browsing the shirts and completely in a world of my own. I must have been looking around the same area for a few minutes when I felt a presence to the right of me. Now, this is an unusual, busy store, middle of lunchtime and a fairly tight space between the clothes rails. I get fed up of looking at the shirts, and turn to walk away, only to hear, "Oh ducking Christ." I turned to see the man that was stood close to me with a look of sheer terror in his eyes, staring at me for a moment in disbelief. This confused me a lot. I was about to ask if everything was okay and this guy's terror turns to a relieved laugh. Covering his face and turning quite red at the scene he'd just made in a busy store, he said, "I thought you were a mannequin." The next story is titled, I Don't Work Here Lady, but thanks for the shirt. My boss lady told me this one. She went to an outlet mall for Black Friday shopping, and told me this one today. TW equals that woman BL, boss lady. TW, excuse me, do you have more of these? BL ignores her, continuing to look through the rack. TW literally throws this sweater across the rack and into my boss lady's face. TW, I ducking asked you a question and you can answer me right now. BL, thanks. Deciding to just buy this sweater only to irritate this lady, and leave the store. After checking out, TW is screaming over the crowd, "Stop. What the hell are you think you're going with my sweater?" Runs after BL and grabs her bag screaming like a madwoman and slapping at BL, calling her all sorts of things. And insisting she gets fired. My boss just kept saying, "WTF, I don't work here. Get away." Etc. Security shows up to pull the lady away, and she scratched at their face. TW gets restrained, falls to the floor and tries to fake a seizure saying, "You're making me have a seizure, call 911. Police show up, and the madwoman is loaded into the back of the car, and she spits on the window. My boss made her statement, and wore the sweater to work today. It's her new favorite. The next story is titled, I'm not robbing this house and I'm not a gardener either. This is my own house. We moved into a new house a few years ago. 2 days after we get settled in, it's a gorgeous day, so I'm out tending the garden. If you live in Louisiana, you'll realize that nice days are few and far in between. It's hot and muggy. About 30 minutes after I start, this woman walks beside the house. She compliments my garden and asks how much my services cost. So I told her, "Ma'am, I don't do services." About this time my husband walks out and puts something into the car. So all's perfectly fine, right? No. This woman decides to call the police and tell them we are robbing the place. I don't know if her watching my husband caused that thinking as he was pulling stuff out of the house and into the vehicle or what. We were new neighbors, moved in like a few days prior, so you'd think she would have seen us moving. 3 cops show up a few minutes after she left. We didn't know she called the cops. They pull up while both of us are wondering what the hell happened. Maybe someone we knew died or our kid got arrested. Neither. They said we were called in as an active burglar. We had to prove it was ours. She didn't even talk to us about or mention robbery. Although I guess in the moment she just lost it. People are crazy here. The next story is titled, I Don't Work Here Lady. Now you owe me an apology. I was at a major electronics store known for their blue polo shirts. I just got off work at a warehouse and had a blue t-shirt on. I was in looking at movies when I heard a woman snapping her fingers right at my face and, in an angry, loud tone, "Excuse me." I slowly turned to see a middle-aged woman standing there in a pissed-off pose glaring at me. You need to go get whatever item she was looking for, from the back. It was only then I realized what has happened. I quietly replied that I didn't work there, which just set her off in a rage. Now I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was along the lines of, "Listen here, you stupid idiot. I know you do work here. You have a blue shirt on. Why are you so ducking lazy? I am gonna get you fired. Where's your manager?" Now I usually don't yell at people, but something about her just pissed me off. "Listen here, lady. I don't work here. Just because I'm wearing a blue shirt doesn't mean that. I am a customer. Now leave me alone." It was at that point that a real employee came over to see what the fuss was about. She saw this employee and demanded to see a manager. It was less than a minute when the manager came over to talk to her. "Yes. How may I help you?" The lady screamed about my incompetence and demanded I apologize to her before I was fired. I looked at the manager and shook my head. The manager looked at me in a bewildered state and said to the lady, "Ma'am, he doesn't work here. Just because he has a blue t-shirt on doesn't mean he works here. Now, I will get you an employee to help you." He turned to lead the lady to lead her away, but I wanted one thing first. "Excuse me, but I want one thing first." I looked directly at the woman in the eye and said, "You owe me an apology." The woman looked around in a bewildered state. The manager looked surprised but said nothing. The woman turned to a sheepish look while mumbled her, "I'm sorry." The next story is titled, "Karen is shut down by my uniform." It was hot last week, 33°C, 91°F, but felt like 42°C, 108°F. I had some birthday party items to pick up for a work-related function. I was in my summer uniform, shirt, no jacket, and I went to Walmart because they've got a decent party section and fantastic AC. I found my way to the right section and chatted briefly with a sales associate. I started gathering the supplies I needed and putting them in my cart. I pulled one item, and that caused a cascade of everything else behind it to fly onto the floor. My mother always taught me that if you make a mess, clean it up. So I squat down and start putting the stuff I spilled back on the shelf. Then from over my right shoulder, I hear a hum. I kept putting the stock back. Shame on me for not responding. I hear a voice that's somewhere between the caw of a crow and the rasp of a 30-year, 2-pack-a-day smoking habit. "I'm talking to you. Stop stocking the shelves and tell me where the art supplies are." I turned my head, and there before me was a vision standing, 40-ish, with an asymmetrical haircut, laden with gold-colored jewelry, colored because there were green marks around her neck, in a pink sports bra and short shorts made of this amazingly strong synthetic knit fabric. She obviously firmly believed one size does indeed fit all, but missed the part about it shouldn't. I said to this woman, one of God's own very special creations, "I'm sorry, I'm Canadian, but I don't." Cut off. "You're a manager. Tell me where the art supplies are." I rephrased, "I don't work here. Can't help you." She wanted to talk to my boss, and threatened to call corporate to let them know their managers are lying about working there to avoid helping customers. Then she launched into a string of invective worthy of a longshoreman. So I stood up and turned to face her. She was struck dumb. Her mouth was moving but no sound was coming out, and she had gone pale under her shoe leather tan. Now to be fair, I was wearing a light blue shirt and dark grey dress pants. But it's my uniform that made the difference. I have a white-collar type of job. I am the chaplain at a medium security prison, the chaplain for a group of World War II veterans, and the chaplain for a group of Afghan war veterans being treated for post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSS. This last group is the one I was shopping for. You know you've been hanging around military veterans when cursing doesn't even faze you anymore. So, there I was in my light blue shirt with my clerical collar. I asked her, "Do you kiss your children with that potty mouth?" Then I told her that corporate doesn't have a phone, but if she wanted to talk to my boss, she could do so directly on Sunday at the church just a few blocks away from the Walmart. By this time, her vocal cords had recovered, but the only sound coming out was a cross between a squeaky door hinge and a chicken that just laid an egg. I turned and pushed my cart down the aisle toward the checkout. The sales associate I spoke with earlier was just around the corner. Apparently he came back to the aisle to see what the screeching was about and had seen the ending. He was doubled over with silent laughter, holding his sides. All he could do was mouth, "Thank you." And I was off, a man on a mission. The next story is titled, "I Don't Work Here Lady, Disneyland Edition." So me and my GF took a trip to Disneyland Paris a few years ago as our first holiday together. We were having an awesome time in the parks etc., but one day was incredibly busy, so we decided instead of queuing hours for rides we would do some souvenir shopping instead for a bit. We are in a store in Disneyland browsing various mugs, fridge magnets, plush toys, you know, the general overpriced stuff. When a very sweet English woman asked me if I could help her across the store as I'm a tall guy 6'4", I said, yeah, that's fine, I get it at home in supermarkets all the time, so no biggie. Turns out her daughter wanted a specific Winnie the Pooh toy that was at the top of a huge pile of plushes. I gladly grabbed it down for her and gave it to the little girl who was over the moon. This is where things got strange. A fairly young French lady moved over to me chatting in French and gesturing at a shelf with some glasses on it. I speak a tiny bit of French, but definitely not enough to know what she wanted, so I politely told her sorry, I speak English and I'm not an employee. I was wearing jeans and a wine-colored hoodie, which is not even remotely close to Disney cast members' uniforms. The French lady stormed off and I thought that was that. I went and found my GF and we were looking at some gift ideas for our families, when from right behind me I heard a woman say, "This is him," in English but with a French accent. I turned around to see the aforementioned French lady who had dragged an actual employee over to me to give me a scolding. Her accent was very heavy, but she said something along the lines of, "He helped someone but not me, workers should be trained better." The actual Disney employee immediately could see I was a guest at the park, apologized and led the woman away. All we could hear from the other side of the store was the French lady shouting and getting very irate. I assume she was removed from the store. Anyway, me and my GF took a couple of Minnie and Mickey Mouse mugs to the register to pay for, and the employee who sorted the situation was on the next register. She said, "Please wait there." She toddled off and came back a couple minutes later with a stuffed Luke Skywalker Mickey Mouse and a stuffed Princess Leia Minnie Mouse for my GF. "These are for you as way of an apology, it's not necessary, was just a misunderstanding," I said, but she insisted, so we got some pretty cool free souvenirs, thanks. Angry French lady. The next story is titled, "Gave One a Taste of Her Own Medicine." The boss had wanted to do some big displays for our store, which meant one of us had to go down to the nearest crafts and homewares place to pick up the balloons he'd orders and a few other things. We were drawing straws because no one likes running errands to this place. It's basically walking into the lion's den of ladies who insist you work there. A large number of the customers are either senior citizens or entitled soccer mums. Their uniform is similar to ours in that we both wear black pants and steel caps. They never have enough staff on and the queues at the till are long no matter when you go. You cannot walk in there looking even vaguely like you may work in retail or you're going to get hassled. As you can guess by reading this, I draw the short straw. I took off my uniform shirt, picked up my backpack, put in my headphones hoping that this would protect me somewhat, and walked into the store, which was already shoulder to shoulder, and as usual they only had a couple of tills open with lines snaking around the store. Great. I breezed through that store avoiding eye contact with everyone, headphone in but off so I can hear what's going on. I'm still having loads of people try to catch my eye and wave me down. By the time I get what I needed, I've already had to point to my headphones about 15 times because people are just coming up to me and asking me crap. I take my place at the end of the massive queue. I've got a big trolley stuff and a huge bunch of helium balloons. There is a group of about 4 older women behind me idioting about how long the line is. I notice that one woman is talking louder, raising her voice saying something like, "They must open another till, whatever happened to customer service, etc. etc." She's occasionally clearing her throat and I get the impression she thinks I'm an employee and wants me to overhear. I was not wrong. After a couple more minutes of this and very little movement, there's a tap on my shoulder. "Lady, are you going to open her?" Me, "I don't work here." I shove my headphone back in. A few more minutes go by and the lady is still whinging. Another shoulder tap. "Lady, can't you just..." Me, "No." Headphone back in. I'm hoping my bluntness has gotten through to her. More whinging, more minutes. Another tap. "Lady, the line is just very long and we're in a hoo." Me, "So go get on a till then." I'd really had enough of her crap by now. Lady, "Looks like I just told her Wheel of Fortune reruns are cancelled, excuse me?" "I just want to." Me, "Yeah, I'm in a hurry too, so why don't you open a till?" Lady, "I don't work here, I'm a cust." Me, "Neither do I and I'm a customer too, but apparently that doesn't matter to you, so on you go. Open a till." We're waiting. The look of shock on the face of her and her friends was incredible. We kind of stared at each other for a second or two while she registered that I wasn't kidding around, then I turned back and they went back to their muttering. I didn't get another shoulder tap after that. I hope she learned a lesson that day. The next story is titled, Karen sees me feeding my newborn and still demands I help her because her time is too valuable. I went to Walmart today with my wife and newborn, looking for a bike for our daughter. To our surprise, the store was not very crowded, but it was still a bit busy, as you can all imagine, due to the holiday season. We arrived at the bike racks and my wife had the urge to go use the bathroom, so I stayed behind trying to determine which one was more fitting for my daughter. Suddenly the newborn wakes up crying and I start scrambling to prepare his bottle, as it was time to feed. As good of a father as I believe I am, I could not find a ducking thing in the diaper bag, so the chaos was becoming real very fast. Enter Karen. Equipped with high heels, sunglasses, a hat worthy of the Kentucky Derby and a dress straight out of a romantic scene from an 80s movie. Excuse me, help me get this bike down. Excuse me. I knew she could not be talking to me because I was clearly struggling to open a zipper on a bag while the deafening screams of my baby were driving everyone else away. Excuse me. Do you speak English? I took a peek over my shoulder and wouldn't you know it, Karen was staring directly at me. Are you gonna help me? I kept ignoring her and managed to get what I needed out of the bag while my son made his best attempt to break every glass in the store with his high-pitched screams. At that exact moment my wife showed up and somehow I managed not to curse this lady out. In fact, I politely replied, "Can you give me a moment, please?" I finished preparing the bottle while my wife held the baby, handed my wife the bottle to feed our son, and I turned and faced evil Karen. "K, are you gonna help me?" "M, did you realize I was busy with a baby?" "K, I don't have all the time in the world to chit-chat. Are you helping me or not?" "M, which bike do you want?" "K, that one right up there." She pointed at the exact one I had eyeballed when I first arrived. So I calmly pulled the rack forward, took the bike down and started walking, bike in hand, towards my wife. "K, you can just leave it right there." "M, oh. I didn't get this down for you, I got this down for me, I'm buying this one. Learn some ducking manners, you old idiot. And take your ducking shades off, it's 7:30 at night." "K, how dare you." My wife busted out laughing so hard that the baby started crying again, but this time I didn't mind the noise, as it was blocking Karen's mumbling and swearing as we walked away with our daughter's new bike. The next story is titled, Karens of All Types. I work on the West Coast running my own business as a cybersecurity consultant. I'm 35 and have been in this business a very long time. I have around 10 employees, however the one we just hired is a special case. Very special. She is one of the dumbest smart people I know, and her attitude says she graduated with honors from an Ivy League school, and that means she owns you. Since I'm the owner of the business, I leave most duties to my senior security engineers, so she has probably only seen me a few times in the 3 months she's worked for me. Cast, K equals Karen, me equals yours truly, MF equals manager friend. I was out shopping for supplies in the office and I decided I was gonna stop by my local Sam's Club for some lunch. I used to work there when I was in my early 20s, and I was friends with the now manager of the specific store while we were cashiers together. It's worth mentioning that since I was heading to the office after this, I was dressed in my formal business attire. I promise it comes into play later. The Sam's Club Cafe has some of the best food in my opinion for the price that they offer. I finish my food and have a chat with MF. MF leaves to go do manager things, and I go to throw away my paper plate that was provided to me for my pizza when I start hearing screaming coming from the cafe counter, which isn't even 10 feet away. I look over to see what is happening. "Karen, what do you mean you're out of frozen yogurt? Do you idiots ever keep anything stocked?" This was a common thing to happen in the summer time since everyone loves their frozen yogurt. Karen looks at me and rushes over. "Manager, you are going to do something about this. I want that idiot fired right this instant. He was rude and called me an idiot for asking for frozen yogurt." "Me, I don't work," she cut me off before I could continue, but it was then I started to realize she looked familiar. "Karen, I don't care. You will fire this little pussy ass brat right now or I'm contacting corporate over this." After that it clicked. She's my employee. Me, I can't do anything for you because I don't work here. I thought about telling her, but I wanted to see where this goes. Karen jabs her finger into my chest as hard as she can and twists it. Listen, you retard, I don't know who you think I am, but I'm leagues smarter than you. The only reason you work here is because you're a reject who couldn't finish college. I almost busted out laughing at that comment, but I composed myself. At this point, the actual manager, MF, comes running over and asks what wrong. Before I could explain, Karen steps in. Karen, he, pointing at me, assaulted me and verbally abused me while refusing to fire this employee, the girl behind the cafe counter, who at this point looked visibly horrified, and as his boss, you better fire him right this instant. If you don't, I'll have all of your jobs, you insignificant clowns. Yes, she really said that. She called us clowns. How ironic. Me, pretty much fed up now, I revealed my real identity. Karen, I'm insert name here, the owner of insert company name here, the consultancy you work for. We just hired you a couple months ago, right? I showed her my badge with title, name and picture on it. Her face turned whiter than snow. MF, I saw her jabbing her finger into you. The cops are already on their way. I didn't think it was possible, but her face turned even whiter than it was before. She looked like she was about to hurl. Anyway, the cops show up, look at the security footage, and without even asking me anything, they handcuff her and take her away. They talk to me and ask me if I wanted to press charges, and I said yes, court date pending, and later find out from MF that she yanked the cafe girl by the collar, slapped her, and pushed her back before I had seen her yelling. I asked the cops if I could have a word with her before they drove her away, since she's my employee. They said yes, and I walked up to her sitting in the cop car, hands cuffed behind her back. She is about to speak, but I held my finger up in front of her face. Me, for someone who graduated with honors at insert Ivy League school here, you're pretty dumb. I was never impressed with your work, and now that you're here I doubt you'll ever get a job in the security field again. Don't bother showing up for work anymore. I had to add that last part cause I knew she'd be out on bail. Her husband is pretty wealthy too. Never thought I'd run into a Karen that actually worked for me. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and post some bear emojis in the comments.